Again, we're just asking questions, folks. We're just asking questions. Can we get that story about why the vote count on the most important elections was shut down because of a water leak? Remember that pipe burst story? Some of you missed this. Paul and I caught this on election night. President Trump was up in Georgia by a whole boatload of votes, and all of a sudden in Fulton County, which is largely Democratic in certain areas, all of a sudden the vote count stopped. God forbid they would have had to call Georgia or something for President Trump and give him some political momentum on election day. And it stopped because we heard a pipe burst or some thingy. So this news.com.au, this article will be in the show notes too today. I suggest you read it. Slow leaked text messages cast doubt on Georgia officials' quote, burst pipe excuse for stopping their counting. We woke up in the morning and all of a sudden we realized the counting had begun. But we were told it stopped because of a burst pipe. Well, Joe, you know, you have these crazy things like FOIA requests where you can actually FOIA, Freedom of Information Act requests, and demand government officials produce their information. So one of them had to produce the text about this massive burst pipe that shut down the counting of the votes right as Donald Trump was way ahead in Georgia. Shut it all down. Really weird. Maybe they needed to get an idea about how far ahead Donald Trump was in Georgia. Why would you need that? Because if we don't want Donald Trump to win, we have to know how much he's winning by, right? Got to stop that count. Here's a text message about that burst pipe that shut the voting counting down. So one of the guys involved in it said, hey, this is a text, by the way, it's in the piece. I just heard a water pipe burst at SFA that will cause vote count delays. Has this affected the office? I think they were counting votes next door. Guy by the name of Jeffrey Stiles answers back, no, sir. It was highly exaggerated. It was a slow leak that caused about an hour and a half delay. Okay, thanks. Guy responds back. Jeffrey Stiles says again, we contained it quickly. It did not spread. We just wanted to protect the equipment. That's not what Paul and I, a big burst on. It was like the Titanic. That was right. It was an order. There will be order. People were jumping for the lifeboats to get. That's what we heard. The lifeboats. People would get the kids, get the young ones, women and children in the lifeboats first. Now we find out it was a little leak they controlled in an hour that shut down the whole vote count. Again, we're just asking questions, folks. We're just asking questions. Can we get that story about why the vote count on the most important elections was shut down because of a water leak?
You just heard Dan Bongino.